Now on Talking Solutions, welcoming back Erik Ball from Faith Lutheran. It's been like 4 years.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah. I heard about a program that Faith Lutheran and your Conservatory for the Arts is doing this summer for not just kids from Faith Lutheran, but kids from anywhere who have an interest in the performing arts.
Well, let me tell you about it. It's called Master Act. We're doing a Harry Potter themed summer theater camp this year. This is our 11th year doing it. It's kind of an interesting program because at the beginning stages of it, we thought, let's do a theater camp, something that they would want to go to, not just daycare. You know, some summer camps are like places where parents just dump their kids because, oh, thank God we have a place to put their kids now.
Well, you have to in the summer because the parents are still working. You need something for the kids to do.
Especially those little active hams that are out there. Theater camp seems the perfect solution. We thought, let's do something for those die-hard theater students, something fun, something unique, something kind of eclectic, and then something for also kids who are just curious about theater, maybe don't have the experience, maybe have never done theater before. And I thought, what's a collaborative way to do that? When it first started 10, 11 years ago, I was obsessed with Survivor and reality TV and stuff like that. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could do kind of a reality TV like summer camp? So our first one was kind of Survivor themed, and we broke all the kids up into different tribes. And every day we would have a different tribe ceremony and we'd douse their flame. And we had a bonfire in the courtyard. It was just amazing. It was great. It has since evolved into this monster of a program. And I always say that you have two things you could do with a monster. You can either kill a monster or feed a monster. And we've been feeding this monster ever since. And Master Act has kind of turned into this very unique and wonderful opportunity for students who love theater. For those who have done theater in high school and want to find something to do this summer that is going to challenge them, have them take a look at theater from a different perspective, and give them something very fun to do, this is the perfect opportunity. And for those kids who have never done theater, are just curious, or maybe just want to do something kind of fun and unique, this is perfect for them too. We have about 100 kids enrolled every year, 6th graders through 12th graders. So what we do is we break them up through a series of very unique games, all themed. Like last year, we had a pirate-themed Master Act, a very Pirates of the Caribbean thing. We had them walk the plank. It was great. And eventually they wind up in these teams that are a mix of 6th graders through 12th graders. And so there's an unbelievable mentoring capacity. There's collaboration on all different levels. The tall, big kids are taking care of the short, little kids, and the little kids are all of a sudden being put in leadership capacities. It's an amazing creative environment that I think is unmatched by any other theater camp that I've ever been a part of or I've ever investigated. It's a very unique thing, and I think it's probably one of my favorite theater things I ever do is this theater camp.
The Master Act Theater Camp done with Faith Lutheran, the Conservatory for the Arts. Erik Ball is with us today. Now, this is only happening 1 week this summer, July 8th through the 13th. And if you're not in on it then,
That's
you wait
it.
till
You're gonna
next
miss
year.
your opportunity. We're at about 70 kids right now, so we don't have the full 100. And that's the reason I'm on here is because I want to reach out to the community and say, hey, enrollment's going to close here soon. If you're interested, it's really easy to enroll. You just go to faithlutheranlv.org/Master Act. And that's where you can go to enroll. And you can also email me. It's Erik Ball, ErikBall 123 if you have any questions about the camp. But something a little bit more about the camp that's very unique. We break these students up. You can imagine what we're going to do with Harry Potter. They got to be sorted into their own houses.
Yes.
So we're going to have 7 different unique Harry Potter-like houses. Each team is going to consist of about 10 to 12 students. And those teams are going to create with the help of their leaders. And the leaders are theatrical professionals from the community and others that I bring in that I've worked with, people that love the camp, have been with the camp for years. And they're going to create an original 11-minute musical. It's a little mini musical, but you'd be surprised how complex these things get. It's really funny. Every year there's a different theme. We throw them curveballs. They have to incorporate. Last year, the floor was lava for 30 seconds, so nobody could be touching the floor. They had to create an interesting way to do that. In then we, through a series of games, give them all these challenges in order to make their worlds a little bit more messy, giving them an opportunity to collaborate and figure out how to best do things. It puts them in the acting seat, but also puts them in the producer's seat, because now you got to work against these conditions. It's unlike anything I've ever seen to watch adults, high school age kids, and sixth graders pool together thoughts. And I would say more often than not, the little ones get their way because they have the most fresh, unique perspectives. And it just makes for this kind of magic environment. And that's our theme for this year. Magic Master Act a la Harry Potter. If you're a Harry Potter geek, oh my gosh, I don't care if you've never done theater. This is the camp for you. You're going to love it. You're going to just gobble it up.
It sounds like crazy fun, and it's only for 1 week.
1 week.
From July 8th through the 13th. Erik Ball is with the Faith Lutheran Conservatory of the Arts, and this is the theater camp. No matter what the kids' interests are, they could be performers, they could be producers. Technical side, there are so many different categories within this theater camp.
Yeah.
Does it give the kids a little taste of everything?
It does. There's lots of opportunities throughout the camp. The camp doesn't just do the 11-minute musical, and it's kind of a competitive thing. That is a function of the camp, and what we do with those 11-minute musicals throughout the week is we rehearse them, and then we get to the end of the week where we're actually putting them in show mode, and then the final showcase at the end, we bring in adjudicators and we adjudicate the different acts, and then we have a winning master act at the end. And that master act team wins a bunch of prizes, and it's super, super fun. But we also have workshops, 2 different workshops throughout the week. Our guest speaker this year is Jeff Lebo. He was with the Jersey Boys here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And we do all kinds of other games and things every morning. I told some of my collaborators on the camp, it's important for me that these kids come in every single day and wonder, oh my gosh, what are we going to do today? I can't wait to see what we're going to do today. When we're actually having these production meetings for the camp, and I say, look, we need to leave them getting into their cars with their parents. The parents are going to say, what'd you do today? And I want them to go, oh my gosh, I did this, this, and this. And then the next day coming back going, I wonder what we're going to do. The goal of the camp is to keep them on their toes, because while it's fun for those who find the rigors of theater kind of challenging, it's important for them to know that that's not unlike theater in general. You got to be on your toes. If you are not self-disciplined, you're not going to survive in the theater world. You need to make sure that you're proactive. You need to make sure that you're ready for anything, and you need to make sure that you're prepared, poised. We'll grab it with both of your hands and go with it, whatever it is.
Ready for whatever you throw at me today.
That's right. Master Act is unlike anything that you'll see in any other summer theater camp.
The summer theater camp with Faith Lutheran, the Conservatory of the Arts, got Erik Ball in. The Conservatory of the Arts is where you spend all your time.
They put a little cot in the corner for me. I just spend my nights there now too. It's great.
For the week of July 8th through the 13th, I know you already mentioned that the max is about 100 kids. You're already at 70. There's not a lot of availability. But I wonder, Erik, would this be a great opportunity for a child between 6th and 12th grade who really has an interest in finding out more about the theater and performing, but you're not quite sure? This would be a great time to verify. Yes, absolutely. That's what I want to do.
Sure. I'd like to think that every theater kid started from a ground zero of curiosity. I remember when I was little and my brother was this all-star baseball pitcher, and he's amazing at what he does, great at math. I was the complete opposite. I wasn't a sports guy at all. I was more into reading and writing and art classes. And I saw a play at the Croswell Opera House in Adrian, Michigan. And I just remember going, wow, that's really cool. But I was scared to death. How do you build up enough gumption to stand in front of a room full of strangers and compromise yourself enough to create a character and then put it forth there saying, here you go, judge me? It's this unbelievable thing, theater, that people, I think, kind of take for granted a little bit. And that curiosity is what we try at Master Act to tap into, because we want it to be fun. If you aren't doing something you love with your career, with your course of study or whatever, you're missing out. You're going to wake up every morning resenting your life. You need to do what you love, what you're passionate about. All passion starts with curiosity. And I think that's where we put our finger on the pulse of things in Master Act. We really want to make sure that we are catering to students that are curious, that are excited to do theater, not just ones that do theater well. We do have those enrolled. That's a function of the summer theater program as well. But I want those kids that don't know where they belong yet, that maybe are just like, gosh, this looks like fun. Yeah, let's get them in there and show them how much fun it can be if you work hard and have some self-discipline. So if you have a student out there that maybe you just don't know what to do with, maybe they're the comedian of the family or whatever, and they just don't have a forum in which to exercise these curiosities, Master Act is brilliant at that. We don't just support that, we welcome that. We want to open our arms to that and say, let's see what makes you unique and let's apply that accordingly so we can make this dynamic and this ensemble effort that much richer. It's an amazing program. I remember a Master Act final showcase. We had a young lady in the program who had autism. And if you've ever worked with a student with autism, they are usually very creative and very willing to participate. And I don't want to stereotype here, but this young lady was scared. She was curious and very excited to be a part of things, but scared of the actual performance. So we made sure that we aligned her with a team leader that was extraordinarily compassionate to her needs. And I remember they did a mashup of, I think it was The Wizard of Oz and zombies, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, my gosh, the crazy, crazy thing. They had lots of fun with it. And I remember they cast her in the role as the wizard. So it wasn't a huge role, but a very critical one. So I remember in the showcase, the team leader is standing by the sound booth, making sure that the cues are doing what they need to do with the soundboard operator. And we're ready. I've seen the rehearsal. I know the big moment for her is coming up, and we're very excited for her big moment. It escalates, and then we pull the curtain back, and there's the wizard, and it's time for her big line, and she forgets her line. It's during the show, and the audience is filled with people. I just stood there and I froze. I looked over at her team leader, and her team leader was making eye contact with her. They were frozen in eye contact, and simply, without prompting or anything, just from the back of the theater, she said very clearly her line. I can't remember her line, but she said da 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 da, and said her line, and you could see that young lady's face just go, okay, and she said her line in return. I'm getting all emotional just thinking about it. The entire audience just went crazy. You could tell the onstage actors were just thrilled for her, and they moved on and went on. Now, that to me was magic. And the reason why is that in theater especially, you worry so much about, hitting every dance move perfectly, hitting that high note perfectly without cracking, making sure every line, all these things that we forget that the magic of theater, the magic of performance is about the art of collaboration. It's about taking care of each other in the moment. It's about supporting those creative minds, no matter who you are, that uniqueness that you bring to the table, that what makes you different, makes you special mentality is supported by your fellow ensemble members. That was so exemplified in that moment. Truly, that was one of the most proud moments of my theater career. I loved that moment. And it's truly what Master Act is all about. Yeah, there's a competitive element. We have a winner at the end of the thing, and it's such as life. I mean, there's very many things in life that you got to prepare for. Not everybody gets a gold star. But that to me was a gold star moment that young lady hopefully will never forget for the rest of her life. I certainly won't.
True teamwork. Yeah, everybody roots for each other.
That's right. It's so fun because when one team is leaving the stage after their showcase, another team's taking to the stage, and people just roar, and it's almost got a pep rally feel. We're just supporting one another. It's so much fun. It's really unlike anything I've ever done.
This could be a life changer for a student between 6th and 12th grade.
Oh, yeah.
That spark of passion can ignite and change the entire course of their schooling and their life from that point forward. But it's only available with the Master Act Summer Theater Summer Camp. Between July 8th and 13th with Faith Lutheran Conservatory of the Arts. Erik Ball is with us. I'm going to have all of the links and information on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with the full podcast of our discussion today.
Yeah.
If you have a child between 6th and 12th grade, this summer, what a great use of 1 week between July 8th and 13th, but you don't have a lot of room. You've already got about 70 students lined up. It caps at 100.
That's right.
It sounds like crazy fun.
We have a great time with it. It's truly one of the best things that we do. I like to think, in the Master Act as part of this, we shouldn't prepare kids for Broadway. We should give them all the tools necessary to understand what it will take, should they want that to be their end goal. We should prepare them instead to be better people. If you can instill in them a respect for the self-discipline it takes to do theater, then they can do whatever they want with it. Instill in them an understanding that it takes a collaborative effort, and in order to do that, you got to be kind. You have to be helpful and supportive, and you got to be thoughtful and poised. poised and prepared. If you can put all of those things in front of a kid and teach them how to best exemplify that, then you can teach a kid to do anything with that, not just theater, because not everybody is pegged for Broadway. I mean, there's a million avenues of performing arts out there for a career. It's just we need to make sure that they're good at what they do in their core so that when they get to those opportunities, they can run with it. And this is a building block opportunity. Master Act Summer Theater Camp is one of those things that's not just a testing ground for, is this something your child would like? It is a breeding ground for instilling understanding of what ensemble is and how to be a good self-disciplined artist in this day and age.
Another thing, Erik, about the summer theater camp that you've got, even for a student who participates and at the end saying, I don't think theater performing is my thing. They've had a chance to check it out. But how valuable is it for them to learn that it's not scary to stand on a stage and lay it all out there?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's one of the greatest fears for all ages.
Sure.
Is that fright of performing. For a kid to be able to overcome that, just think of all the areas where they will be successful.
Oh, yeah. Last time we had a student who their parents enrolled him, and it was very obvious he didn't want to be there. We were like, oh boy, this is a challenge. Let's make sure that he at least enjoys himself. And we do these auditions, to see which team you're going to be on. He just wasn't having it. He did not want to audition, did not want to read the scene, did not want to do the little dance. So I said, okay, what would you like to do? And he goes, I don't know. And I was like, take a look around. And we were in the theater. What looks cool to you? And he goes, the soundboard over there looks kind of cool. I was like, all right, we got some DJ headphones. We got a little mixing table. We set it up. I put him in charge of the pre-Master Act music, the going to lunch music, post-Master Act music, and we had a dance party every morning and every afternoon, and he was our DJ. And by the end of that week, this kid, he's going to come after your job. He was just fascinated by it, and that was his Master Act experience. It was unlike everybody else's, but that's what I hope to do. I want to spark something in these students that will make them more curious than they were before so that they actively pursue it after this summer.
Oh, I want to be in the soundboard area with him.
He was a little ninth grader, and you would have thought that he was a master DJ or something the way he took to that soundboard. I loved it.
But you also took that week of Master Act. He ends up being thrust into it by his parents who said, oh, this will be good for him. Yeah. So he's there and he's not into it. You found a way to find what he was interested in.
Well, isn't that our job? I think sometimes we forget as teachers and directors that that's our job. What a great privilege it is to work with students, curious minds. It's like dumping a lump of Play-Doh in front of us, and then we get to help them sculpt it. I keep telling students, tell me what you want to be, and then let me help you get there. It's an unbelievable opportunity. If we worry about tomorrow's leaders, we have nobody but us to blame, because here we are ready, poised, and willing to work with these kids who are just chomping at the bit, wanting to contribute, wanting to have their voice heard, wanting to be creative and build something new and fascinating in their own way. We got to give them outlets for that. We got to give them means by which to carve their own path. And I like to think that theater is an amazing, who doesn't want to be a storyteller? Everybody walks in and said, how was your day? Oh, my day. Oh my gosh, my day was like this. So they're a storyteller. We all have that inside of us. Now, if a student who doesn't know what they want to do is curious about, we all come from a place where we, by instinct, tell stories. Why don't you explore that realm a little bit? We're trying to give people opportunity to explore who they can be and then give them opportunities to apply it so that when they leave faith, they become better human beings, better contributing members to society, better people. Whatever makes you special, that's what makes you you, and nobody's going to be like that.
Erik Ball, there's actually a lot more dimensions to the Master Act Summer Theater Camp. That 1 week between July 8th and the 13th. It's not just every team gets to perform an 11-minute unique,
an original mini musical.
Yes, original musical at the end. It's not just that. It's all the other pieces. It's also realizing that each of us is unique and strong as individuals, but we're so much better as a team.
Oh, yeah. You may be an amazing person individually, but if you can't work with others, then you're missing the whole point. We're all created uniquely for a reason. We're like little puzzle pieces. All by himself, it doesn't say the whole picture, but we got to link with others to make this big, beautiful picture called life. We need to figure out how best to lock in to one another. And once we learn how to do that, we can be anything we want. But Master Act, the summer theater camp, is an extension of that philosophy at Faith Conservatory of the Fine Arts. Being a theater teacher there is my greatest privilege in life. It's certainly a unique experience. But the summer theater camp is for more than just Faith theater students. It's for any students between 6th grade and 12th grade who have a fire in their belly for theater or who have a fire in their belly for something and just don't know what to do with it.
Magic Master Act
That's right.
Summer Theater Camp. Erik Ball is with us from the Faith Lutheran Conservatory of the Arts. Amazing fun for only 100 kids, and you've already got 70. So we need to make sure if you have a child between 6th and 12th grade who might be interested or may just experience some amazing growth. It's like $400.
Yep.
You get this incredible week that could change your whole life.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
seriously,
true.
it's absolutely going to be the best part of the summer for everybody who gets involved.
Oh, yeah.
We will have all the information on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with our full podcast of our discussion today. Erik Ball, we ask as part of Talking Solutions, what can we do to help you?
Support local theater. The Las Vegas theater community is an amazing network of people who are passionate about what they do. There's a multitude of people out there who do good work, and I'm going to include my fellow high school theater teachers. If you are wondering what you can do, align yourself, maybe even geographically, with the high school nearest you and support that theater program. Call that front office and say, what are your shows this year? And go and contribute your evening. I always say high school theater's either the most entertaining because it's brilliant or the most entertaining because it was terrible.
It's not.
Either way, I always say the true test of a show, whether it's good or bad or effective, I guess is the most important word, is that walk back to the car. Movies too, I guess. If you're talking about the show, walking back to the car, then it did its job because it's engaging you to take a little piece with you. You become the theater critic or you become the passive onlooker. It's very engaging. And then you look at life through different eyes and you need to kind of pepper your life with different experiences that are going to make you a multifaceted person. If you don't know what to do to support theater, figure out what high school is doing a theater program near you, what community theater is doing theater near you, and go and support that and escape reality for a while. That's
Buy those really cheap tickets to see that local production and stand up and clap and support them for all their hard work. It's local theater.
That's right. If you guys don't know where to go or what to do, then just contact me. I'll get you tickets to a show.
I've got all the information for Erik Ball.
That's right.
Plus all the info on the Master Act Theater Camp, all the information on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with our full podcast of our discussion today. Erik Ball, Faith Lutheran Conservatory of the Arts. This has been fun.
I appreciate you having me in. And if anybody out there is interested in enrolling in Master Act Summer Theater Camp, it's July 8th through the 13th. We only have a few more spots left. We're at about 71 enrolled students. We're only accepting 100. You can go to faithlutheranlv.org/Master Act. Or if you have any questions, you can email me at Erik, E-R-I-K, Ball, B-A-L-L, 123@gmail.com.
And I'll have all that on the Talking Solutions Facebook page. Thank you so much for joining us today on Talking Solutions.
Oh, yeah, it's been a blast.
Talking Solutions is a production of the Community Relations Department here at Beasley Media Group Las Vegas. Get more information on today's topic on our Talking Solutions page on Facebook, where you will also find links and a podcast of today's show. Thanks for listening, and have a great week.